We're live now. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody. My name is Demigloom,
Hello, everybody. My name's Markiplier.
and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Should I play Five Nights? Should I play Five Nights at Freddy's on this YouTube channel?
Oh my god, that would be so. Honestly, have you played FNAF before?
No, yeah, I've played it. I've never beaten any of them, but I've played. I think like at least the original four. I've all played. I don't know about the spin-off shit.
I've beaten FNAF 2. I think
I kind of want to. I'm
FNAF
tempted
1.
to play FNAF World on this channel. It's so like dumb and fun, and it's like it's my favorite genre of
It's
game,
unironically, it's genuinely a good game. Like the especially like the original 8-bit version.
Was there an 8-bit version?
You don't know the story of like FNAF World's release? Essentially,
I remember there was a troll FNAF World release that was just like an endless runner with Scott Cawthon's little guy.
No. This is what happened, okay? Or that did happen, but here's like the FNAF.
That might have been a FNAF 3 troll release. I don't remember.
It was some kind of FNAF troll release, but essentially the FNAF World troll release, or it wasn't a troll release. The FNAF World release that people were dissatisfied with was there was in the FNAF World trailer, which was extremely controversial. It like started out dramatic and it was like, now they're cute, hey, and it was like it showed like all this like the majority of the gameplay footage they showed featured 3D, fully like not 3D, but like well, I guess yeah, like 3D, like fully animated sprites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people were like, "Holy shit! Like this game looks beautiful." You know what I mean? And it turned out that those were only like used in a small fraction of the game, and like the most of the game was like 8-bit, and people felt like they were people felt like cheated out, you know what I mean? People felt like they were lied to. So Scott Cawthon actually issued a refund for everybody, and like I don't remember if it was a couple weeks, couple months, but like surprisingly shortly after, a new version of FNAF World came out that like featured like full 3D art throughout the whole game.
I do recall. I didn't know the exact story, but I do recall the sour response to FNAF World and then making it free and refunding it as a result. But I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't know the exact circumstances behind it. I didn't know it was like an entirely different game before I got my hands on it, because I don't think I touched it until it was fully 3D.
To my memory,
bro, I just had a fucking heart attack because like the way my eye perceived that purloin, I thought it was shiny.
Oh.
I was about to freak the fuck out.
I've actually never caught a wild shiny in any Pokemon game. That being said, I haven't played a lot, but I've played like at least
you see
50
Demigloom,
hours of Pokemon.
There's nothing to get you a shiny more than the endless amount of grinding you have to do in a Nuzlocke. And I don't know how familiar you are. You've never listened to Blastburn Radio, but I've told you all about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Nuzlocks I played throughout my years pretty closely emulate the rules of BBR, just because that was the community that I was running with. I used to like talk about my Nuzlocks in that server, so I kind of used to follow their general rules most of the time. And one of their like fun rules that they introduced in the show to be like a silly little like there's a very little chance this happens, but if it does, it could be either really cool or really funny and bad. Is that when you catch a shiny, when you encounter a shiny, most people it's like if you encounter a shiny, you can catch it. Like that's the rule. You can get the shiny.
Yeah.
In BBR rules, not only can you catch the shiny, but you must try to catch the shiny, and once you have it, it cannot leave your team until it dies.
Whoa.
It's like locked to your team. So like it was funny in BBR because BBR is like a competitive show. So they had to like they build their teams with like fighting each other every week in mind. And then one of them finds a fucking shiny Bidoof and it all goes out the window.
Right. That's cool because on one hand you want to keep your shinies. You know what I mean? You don't want to just kill a fucking shiny. You want to like keep that shit. But on the other hand, you don't want to be stuck with a Bidoof on your team. So it's like this dilemma. It's like, am I gonna kill the shiny, you know?
Yeah, they're just like considering letting it die. But like, BBR was a very sportsman show. Like, if it feels skeevy, they didn't do it. So, like, they never tried to kill their shinies, even if they were shit.
Yeah.
I remember one of the most famous examples was it was like the fucking Bidoofaning, because in the finale week of their Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum series, Anna, one of their co-hosts, she got a shiny Bibarel, which she had to take to the end and was on her final team. And Jolly, another one of the hosts, also ran into a shiny Bidoof that same week.
Wow.
And also a shiny Ponyta, who's also not that particularly great of a Pokemon.
Well, I guess they're playing the same game and grinding in the same areas.
Yeah, that's true, but it's just really amusing. Unfortunately, that was instrument in Jolly's demise. He did not make it through that Elite Four because he accidentally, he didn't even get to the Elite Four because he accidentally triggered the rival battle outside of the Elite Four when he was still training and was not ready for it.
Oh crap!
It's that kind of shit in Nuzlocke. I've accidentally walked into battles in so many Nuzlocke in my life. It sucks.
Listen, Riley.
Yeah.
Right now, I will not make a time commitment, but I will do a Nuzlocke and stream it at some point. What I want us to decide right now is what Pokemon game am I going to Nuzlocke?
Alright, Demi, would you say... Because I'm bad at Pokemon. I pretty much surrendered myself to that at that point. Would you say that you're probably better at Pokemon than I am, or not?
I don't know.
Better at, like, a gameplay Pokemon. I'm good at competitive. I know you probably are not. You probably haven't gotten into that. But competitive is, like, you have a team of 6 perfect Pokemon that all fit into this metagame. It's very different from a Nuzlocke. I'm shit at Nuzlocke.
I don't know. I don't know how good I am at Pokemon because
if we want to start you out, like, slow in, like, a game that's, like, reasonable, it would be like either Gen 1 or the remakes of Gen 1, Fire Red and Leaf Green.
I was just gonna say, I was kind of thinking about doing Fire Red or Leaf Green.
But if you want like a really like just hard but rewarding Nuzlocke, if you can get far in it, I'd say like anything. Literally, people underestimate how hard normal Nuzlocks are in later gens. Like Emerald and Platinum and Black and White 2 are like some of the most difficult games to Nuzlocke. Like, all of them are fucking grueling. Black and White, too, but not to the extent of the other 3. Or Black and White also.
So, here's the thing. I kind of fucking hate Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Yeah.
Not because they're bad, but because I have way too much, like, trying and failing to enjoy experience. Because I tried to get into them when I was a younger kid, and just... As a younger kid, like, I just wasn't ready for that kind of, you know, like, turn-based RPG style of gaming. I just didn't want to do that shit.
For sure.
I wasn't up for it. And I eventually, I had Omega Ruby. And I also played Emerald, like, I emulated Emerald on my browser at my school computers all the time.
Hell yeah!
Back when that was a thing.
Sick.
But, I just couldn't get into them. But I've tried and failed multiple times because, like, people told me to, you know? And I'm, like, burned out, like, because I've played, like, the beginning of that so many times.
Yeah,
I feel that...
That's for me in a lot of Pokemon games. That's why I start Pokemon playthroughs and never finish them, is because I'm so used to, like, the first 2 gyms of gameplay that I cannot rule past it anymore.
That's me with freaking, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So, I've played, like, the first, like, 2 hours of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas probably 10 fucking times because A, the fucking PS4 version of it crashing like a bitch, B, for some reason every fucking version I bought for the original PS2 not working after that point. Like after, like, once it gets to like some more intense action shit, like when it comes to when you get to like the, you know, like the drive-by missions and shit, like once you get there, like my fucking PS2, my disc just says, like, has a disc read error. And this has happened on over 4 copies of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that I've used for the PS2.
Dude, I hate fucking game copies that are, like, fucked up in such a way where, like, the game works perfectly except once you get to a specific point.
Yeah.
As a kid, I had a copy of Sonic and the Secret Rings, which is a game that I have a lot of nostalgia for. I loved playing that shit as a kid. But the copy that I had... Literally, the entire game functioned perfectly. until you beat the first level of the final world. And then it would have
Jesus
a read error
Christ.
every time.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I had, I know I've had that issue with other games before. I think my copy of Sonic 06 actually had problems. Because back as a child, like, I wasn't... Like, to me, it was just
I
like,
need to get
ooh.
Lear out of my first slot.
So, like, as a kid, I enjoyed, like, the Genesis Sonic games, like, on, like, Genesis collections for whatever system I had at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, like, I like Sonic, and this is, like, a Sonic game on, like, the latest console, on the PS3. Like, surely, this is a good experience.
For sure,
And
of course.
I didn't realize how bullshit it was. Like, I just, like, kept, like, falling through the fucking floor and experiencing these glitches, and I didn't
And you're just
even
like,
understand...
great game, good movie.
No, I didn't even understand, like, what a glitch was at this age. You know what I mean? Like,
You just thought it was
I thought,
part of the experience.
yeah, and I thought I was just really bad at the game. I thought, like, I was
you,
like,
you were so bad at the game that you were falling through the floor.
yeah, I thought I was so bad at the game. I'm just, like, falling through the ground, and, like, missions are not appearing and shit. Like, functionality is just not... like, the game is just not working, and I thought I just sucked. Because at this point, like, the most... Like, the games I'm playing on the PS3 are, like, Little Big Planet and, like, Lego games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as well as Toy Story 3, which was my first ever video game. Did we talk about Toy Story 3, the video game? That game was fucking based.
We can talk about Toy Story 3, the video game, next time on Hellscape.
Hell yeah.